We didn't have to think about the economy for 15 years. In housing, it's been an interest rate game for a very long time. Rates go up, demand weakens, and inventory builds up, although not enough to offset the demand in Bay Area, where we have had a chronic undersupply of inventory for many, many years. Rates go down, demand increases, inventory goes down, prices rise. In the past 3 years, we've had rising and elevated interest rates, and inventory has been rising as you'd expect. During this time, unemployment has been very low. And as a result, the US economy has been growing better than anywhere else in the world, and housing has been primarily an interest rate rather than an economy game. If the economy shrinks, mortgage rates would be a little bit lower, and we could see lower demand for housing due to the economy. What's frustrating is we've seen new listings ticking up in the recent weeks and pending home sales just slightly above where we were a year ago. So will that be the metric, the first to go, or will we see price reductions tick up, or will we see new listings volume and inventory build up, or what if we don't see any impact at all? I've put it out lately that the American homeowner is in a very strong financial shape, and a local Bay Area owner even more so. Their strongest financial asset is that ultra low 30-year fixed mortgage rate. Now, the stock market value can evaporate by trillions of dollars in a matter of days. We could lose our jobs, even if home prices outright crash. Americans have an ultra low mortgage locked in, and they have the lowest loan to value ratios, under 47% nationally. So we're under leveraged in our homes. And even if home prices crash by 20%, which is more than what happened during the financial crisis, by the way, even if that happens, Americans would still have a lot of equity in their homes. And by the way, regarding the home prices crashing, there's just no signal of that happening, according to Altus research. There are 8 states where home prices are below where they were a year ago, yet you can't take away that low mortgage. That's important because we've never entered into a recession cycle with homeowners in such a strong position. Locally in Bay Area, we have had a very resilient market when it comes to the current political environment, and we continue to have multiple offers and strong buyer demand. And we'll get into those numbers in just a minute here. I haven't seen an impact personally, even when it comes to analyzing the homes that are getting their offers accepted, so in the pending data, and I have not seen any impact from the announcement of the tariffs. As of beginning of April, home sales have been ticking up locally and nationally, finally. This is post the tariff announcement, and the data shows that home buyers are marching forward. Stock market turmoil doesn't translate into too much change in buyer demand in the immediate term nationally. Locally, same thing. I've done the research for all economic downturns, and the Bay Area market volatility for homes is substantially lower than the stock market volatility. If you want a copy of that research, just reach out to me. The takeaway from the pending data is to expect slight gains through the coming several weeks. Looking at this graph here, nationally there were 72,000 newly pending single-family homes in the first 2 weeks of April, plus another 15,000 condos and townhomes. Home sales slowed in May, July of last year on rising mortgage rates. The trend for 2025 nationally and locally is that we have more and more sellers each week, finally growing to normal levels at a country level. At the local Bay Area level, we continue to have inventory shortages. And in a local Bay Area balanced market between buyers and sellers, it takes 2.5 to 3 months to sell a home. According to the latest data, we are in under 2 weeks for single-family homes on average in Bay Area, and we are at 3 weeks for condos and townhomes. In Connecticut, as an example, they have ultra low inventory levels, and yet they're growing a little bit year over year. Most of the inventory gains in US are actually attributable to the Sunbelt states. So that's the Florida, Texas, South Carolina, Georgia, and Arizona. And other parts of the country, just like Silicon Valley, inventory is very, very tight. Net, new listings are growing nationally and locally, yet it's not overwhelming. In 2019, we had nationally 85,000 new listings at this time of the year, and the 72,000 new ones now is not a lot, yet it's growth year over year. The gray lines in the graph here represent the different years. So some of the growth in inventory is from the 3 years of more expensive mortgages. Some could be due to an early sensitivity of a changing economy, so sellers who want to get out before it gets worse. We haven't had this dynamic in a very long time, with the exception of a few weeks at the start of the pandemic. So what do we watch out for? I'm going to be watching really closely the new listings rate to see if homeowners buckle down and keep their great low mortgages, or if the economic forces dominate and make people offload. So far, the growth in seller volume is characterized as generally healthy. More sellers is good. There hasn't been price appreciation pressure in 2024 at a national level because inventory grew. There is nothing in the data that says home price crash. There is huge variation in the housing supply versus demand across the US, and the Sunbelt states, the Floridas, the Georgias, the South Carolinas, they could see slight as in 1% decline in home values in 2025 per Altos research, because they have that equilibrium balance between the supply and demand. And if mortgage rates dropped as a result of economic forces, we could see price pressure similar to September 2024. Price reductions are often a very fast indicator of demand shifts. When mortgage rates spike, price reductions spike almost immediately. And that's because when a house on the market is expecting offers that don't come in, one of the immediate strategies is to cut the price to stimulate demand. May 2022, September 2022, price cuts happened immediately as mortgage rates climbed. No changes to price cuts nationally right now. The elevated purple line for 2025 as a trend indicates how little price pressure there is at a country. Price reduction. Lower mortgage rates could move some buyers off the fence in the coming weeks. Tariffs and the stock market turmoil doesn't tend to have immediate effects on housing, and the recent slight gains in buying activity are expected to prevail. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm here to help you create a better life through real estate.